Okay, so it's afternoon, and I already put 2 coats on these. The axe handle isn't going to take no more, so I'm going to wipe off all the excess that is on here, because I just don't want the oiliness on the axe handle. And it took it pretty good. It took one coat completely, and but I just don't want all the excess on there. And of course, this right, the ditch axe handle, it's going to need one more coat because it's soaked in. There's nothing on the top, so I'm gonna go ahead and sand it down real lightly and put another coat on it. And and this should be the last, well, I'm pretty sure this is the last coat for the ditch axe handle. Oh, seems like I'm dropping everything this evening, or day, huh? Okay, just wipe it off with a dry rag, get sawdust off of it. I'm not going to put very much on the rag this time because the rag's pretty soaked in. Really rub it in best I can, just being the last coat. Get real good up around here, up around the shoulders of the handle. And hopefully maybe this handle will last me a few years. These are getting harder and harder to find because most people don't use they use weed eaters mostly nowadays, or chainsaws, jaws, and so they're not really producing these handles no more. I reckon I could make my own. You can probably make it out of a 2x4. Matter of fact, you could probably find a broken paddle and make a, get a broken paddle. You could probably make a handle out of a broken paddle. That's about what the shape is up here at the top. But never thought about that. That's not a bad idea. But okay, so we get this coat on, then I'm gonna let this dry overnight, and tomorrow I will bring you back and show you putting this back together. And I'm gonna make a cardboard sheath for the ditch axe, and show you sharpening the ditch axe and which sides I use for what. But I say one side I use as a chopper side, and one side I use as a cutting side. It's mainly used for saplings and for limbs is mainly what it's for. Okay. Anyway, wipe my hands off so I don't get oil on the camera. And I'll bring you back tomorrow and see you then. Okay, so the oil has had plenty of time to soak in, and I'm just going to wipe off the excess wiped off of here. And then the next step in the process is to put it together, put the head on. Okay, so all you're going to do is there's a slit right here, you'll notice, and you just slide this down in here, lining up the holes. Okay, you'll see the holes are lined up. Okay, now these plates, they just fit on here and they tighten down on your onto your wooden handle. Now there is one trick about this, especially for the way you want to put these bolts in. Since I'm right-handed, I'm not saying this is actually the way it has to be or anything like that. It's just the way that I have found. I use this edge right here as my cutting edge, mainly for limbs, small vines, and that type of stuff. This right here is the side that I use for chopping. And since this is the side I use for chopping, what I want my nuts on this side right here. So I'm gonna run my bolts up. And it helps if I put the plate on straight, right side. That's the reason why I couldn't see it. Okay, you'll notice that they're square shanked, so it doesn't really matter which side they go in. I'm just saying this is the side I like best. I'm gonna put some gloves on before I cut myself. %90 of the time I'd be wearing gloves. This ain't real sharp, but it is sharp enough where it cut me. Got it. Usually get one bolt nut on. You don't need to tighten it down right now. Then you can kind of maneuver. It makes it easier to line them up. Houston, we may have a problem. There you go. No problem. Get a hammer. Get a big hammer. I don't want to strip my bolt neither. Well, it's lining up. I don't know why it's not going in. Maybe I'm trying to force it. I got it. Just need to screw it in a little bit and get started. Okay, what I'm going to do is go ahead and just tighten these two down, and eventually that one will work its way in. I'll say what this does is wedges in here, but the nuts do hold it in place. That's the reason why you want to make sure you get a good handle. You want to tighten these nuts down pretty tight. It keeps this blade from sliding. And once these nuts or bolts get loose, that's what helps to cause the handle to break. And I see a problem right now with this handle that I didn't notice before. There's a knot. There's a knot right here, and the knot's trying to split out. Okay, you just want to tighten these down evenly. Okay, and that's what you got there. And you'll notice that the reason why I put the bolts up, or the nuts up, is whenever I swing, this is my chopping side, that whenever I swing, I don't want to worry about the nuts being on the bottom and catching a hold to any root or anything. Okay, so next thing to do is to make a cheap scabbard for it. And all I'm going to do is take a piece of cardboard and put a piece of cardboard up in there, fold this over onto it. I'm going to put it this way. And set it down in there. I am going to mark, there is a hanging hole right here. I am going to mark that. Go ahead and punch a hole through there. Okay. And When I get done with the scabbard, the next thing I'll be doing is I'm going to go ahead and sharpen it and oil it up, and that'd be pretty much it. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to sharpen it. Okay, see you in a little bit. Okay, so I hope y'all have enjoyed this segment of videos, and the way I'm showing how I do this, you know, naturally it's not the law or anything, you know, I'm just somebody that does it, and this is the way I've been doing it. And you know, but if you have ideas, or you know, if you want to show us your way of doing it, you know, that's fine. You know, I'd love to see other ideas, maybe some way easier, some way where it worked better. I mean, I would appreciate it anyway. But anyway, to speed it along, I've already done some sharpening on this on the blade before I ever started messing with the hafting of it, or the handles or anything. So it is pretty sharp. But anyway, I'm gonna show you how I normally use what I normally use. And what I usually use is the same thing I use for my axe or my machetes. And talking about machetes, that's basically all this is a machete or a parang with a wooden handle on it, and an extended handle on it. That's basically all it is. But all I do is take the puck. If you're familiar with sharpening axes, it's got two sides. It's got a coarse side and fine side. And since I've already been sharpening it some, I'm just going to use the fine side, and I just rub it on down. Now, I won't lie to you that if it's real bad, I will, and I have taken a file and filed it to get the mix out. So that's pretty much all I do. Now again, this side right here is the side that I use for cutting, and this side is the side I use for chopping. But that's pretty much it. You just sharpen it pretty much the way you sharpen an axe or sharpen a machete. Now you can go find little places. Let's see. Find this right here. But anyway, like right here, just find your little place, and you can actually just go around. You know, keep your bevel or your angle the same, and you can just go around in circles till you get it as sharp as you want it. Now, for this curve right here, normally what I'll do is I'll take a ceramic rod, and I just use a ceramic rod in this crook right here. And this crook is real good for like when you're reaching up high and you're trying to chop a limb or cut a limb real high. That's what I like using this hook for. But anyway, it's already as sharp as I really want it. And you're just gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna however many times you do it on one side, you do it. You sharpen it on the other side. Just try to keep the angles the same. And of course, I use water, and I do use a stone sometimes. You can use stone. It don't hurt none to use stone. And you ain't got to have a puck. If you ain't got a puck, you don't have to use a puck. You can use it. Use a regular wet rock. But you're not wanting this thing razor sharp. Well, I should take that back. Back in early 80s, there was a guy that I seen that was he was doing his 3rd degree black belt, and for his kata, he used one of these for his weapon. He was pretty amazing with it. So, there's all kinds of ways of doing it. And anyway, like I say, it's pretty much sharp as I need it to be. And so I hope y'all enjoyed this segment, and I will try to get these uploaded today as soon as I can. And I'm gonna come back with one more segment. I've got to take care of something real quick, and I'll get right back to you. Okay. Be back in just a few minutes. Okay, like I say, it's already as sharp as I want it right now. I mean, it'll cut. This is one of the cuts I did. That was with the chopping side, and the cutting side is a lot sharper than that. And again, this ain't no more than just a machete or parang with a handle on it. And I apologize for having to leave a few minutes ago. I had to help a buddy of mine take care of something. Okay, so the reason why I brought you back, I'm going to show you this. Show you the final part of what I'm going to do for storage or for my maintenance itself. And since this axe, I'm going to be using this axe mostly for campcraft and crafting stuff, bush crafting. I'm going to put a coat of olive oil on it, and on the metal, and of course the ditch axe or bush axe, I'm going to put WD-40 on it. But all I'm going to do is put a light coat. Well, I say light coat, but it's going to be a good coat. Well, somebody's smart. Somebody's already getting propane for the year. Well, I reckon there is a few people that uses propane for water heater. So you don't see a propane truck come in here or a natural gas truck come in here very often. Most of us are electric. Okay, now I'm gonna I've already cleaned this, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a thin coat of olive oil on the leather also, because it ain't gonna hurt nothing. We'll just rub some olive oil on it. And so what did I do with it? Okay, there it is. And oh, get it. Help keep the leather moist, that's all. Help preserve it some. Rub it in good. Let's say a little bit of olive oil ain't gonna hurt the leather. It's a type of vegetable, it's not no petroleum oil, so it shouldn't mess with it, just help it lubricate some. Also help keep your axe lubricated. Spilt some. We can get it up. Okay. And that takes care of the maintenance that I normally do on any of my axes. Of course, most of my other axes I don't put olive oil on. I usually just put a light coat of oil on. But since that one's going to be used for a lot of campcraft and everything, that's the reason why I put olive oil on it. Now for bush axe here, I keep calling it bush axe. That's what I call it. But it's a ditch axe. I'm just going to put a little bit WD-40 on it. Of course, it's got olive oil too. Also, I meant to tell y'all that whenever I put the bracing on, I had to take it back off because I wanted to squirt a thick coat of WD-40 down on the metal part there where it mounted. And again, like I say, I hope y'all enjoyed this segment, and I enjoyed doing it. Plus, it was something I had to get done because I wanted to make sure before I actually started using that axe that it, the basic maintenance had already been taken care of it, so it lasted a little bit longer. And I had to put a new handle on the ditch axe, bush axe. So anyway, and I spray painted my little scabbard, so didn't have enough red paint to do both sides, but that's okay, that'll work. And that'll just protect it, protect people from getting cut on it too, because the one side, the cutting edge, is pretty sharp. And like I say, any ideas y'all may have, or any hints that you may have, please share with us. Isn't anything written law. I mean, we all get ideas from each other, and that's the whole thing about YouTube. That's one of the reasons why I started watching YouTube, because I needed ideas, stuff to do, ways of doing stuff. And thankfully to y'all, I've gotten them ideas. I've gotten remotivated in doing camping, bushcrafting, gardening. Well, gardening, I've pretty much always been doing gardening. I get a lot of ideas off of YouTube from you guys. And if you like this, please thumbs up, share, subscribe, and y'all take care. Till next time, see you later. Bye.